gonna work on
And
this.
that's what it is.
We're gonna work
I can
on
take
that
this
for
whole
next
part out.
time. No, take it out. It's been 17 minutes.
You know what?
Yo, this the remix.
Hello, guys. Welcome to part two
in the building.
of the We Outside After Work podcast.
Part 2.
Yeah, we back.
Un day.
Yeah. Reasons why we got on the same clothes.
I wore this yesterday.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode, and we're just gonna continue with our Spill It game and give some personal experiences to go along with it.
And it's my turn.
It's your turn.
So
Go ahead.
let's lightheart it a little bit.
Okay.
Everyone has that one YouTube search that's kind of weird. What's yours?
Mine is conspiracy theories, where I always feel like the government is doing some shit.
Like what?
Recently, somebody put me on to there's like this quote unquote time machine that's underground it's somewhere overseas.
Is it in hot tub yet?
What? No, but it's like a circle of pipes that
With
goes
water that goes inside of it.
No, it's on the ground. It's this
Okay.
big ass pipe, and the purpose of it is for like molecules to come crashing together, and it's supposed to like create a lot of energy. Yeah. But they kind of want to like use it to understand the beginning of time and like matter from like when the Big Bang actually happened.
Okay.
So apparently they call it a time machine because that's what it's doing. It's going back in time. But I like those kind of videos.
Yeah, that's kind of dope. I would love for like a particle accelerated
Let me look
explosion.
that up. No, better we talk
So
about it.
that way the Flash can kind of like come to life. It's one of my favorite movies of
Yeah, so while
2023.
I look this up, what's yours?
I don't think it's weird. I like ancient aliens and different things like that.
I like that too.
Like but I also have like Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon in my YouTube search.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I love anime.
yeah, I don't like anime actually. That's the weird thing. Like I don't actually like anime. Like I don't want to watch no One Piece or no
Yeah.
Gundam or none of that shit like
So
that.
yeah, I was looking up aliens. So like recent alien sightings in Las Vegas. Apparently, it was this family who like a UFO crashed in their
Yo,
backyard.
I just
and
took a
then they
picture
went
of a
missing.
UFO. Let me show you this
No, the
picture.
fuck you
I swear to
didn't.
God, John
Yeah.
Cena. I swear to God.
Okay.
Hold on, look at this.
But I also listen to a lot of like frequency sounds.
Look at that. That's a UFO.
That's not a UFO.
That's a U. Y'all see that?
I'll put the picture on the screen. Send it to me.
I'm gonna send it to you. That's a UFO.
How?
It was a plane.
Why did you say
but-
that was a UFO?
Because I was driving in traffic, when I was changing, and then all of a sudden I looked up and I'm like, yo,
It was
that
like a
light.
bright light?
Yeah, that light don't look like a regular light.
Did it? Did it like flash and disappear?
It was flashing, but it was staying there. It was like only I could see it because nobody else was stopping or beeping or nothing.
It was
Like, I'm
probably
like,
an airplane.
it probably
that was
wasn't.
like chilling and waiting to land.
Nah, that shit was a UFO. That was Marvin and the Martian.
No, I really want to find this video though, because like now, let me actually go to the person who sent it to me. We were just having this conversation about conspiracy theories because he looks this stuff up too. On
So it's two weirdos.
whatever. Yeah, but like I like those kind of conversations where like some people that they just think outside the box of like, what if this is going on? Because to me, I always feel like there's bigger things happening and they have distractions on the news or like the submarine shit that happened.
That wasn't no distraction.
It was
stupid.
because like the way they was just updating us on every single platform, like every second, like, oh, they have like 30 hours to live. That was weird to me. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do?
Well, we'll be curious. Curiosity is
No.
like, it's a drug.
The way they was updating it was just very strange, and I'm like, oh, okay, found it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
If you
mention
don't
the
give a
company
damn, I don't give up.
because just in case, they
We don't
try
want no
to
cease and desist.
they try to find me and I go missing.
FBI, open up!
No, I think it's more like them traffickers. Like, listen, Linda. Like, we don't need none of that. If y'all watch part 1, you'll understand the reference. But
Yeah. Watch part 1 if you haven't watched part 1 of this episode.
yeah, you'll
because
find you'll
you
probably finish
understand
part 1 before she finds whoever the fuck
what's
this
staring
is.
it. I mean, I'm over here saying what the shit is.
She over here texting this nigga like, can you send it to me?
No, I
please?"
found it. Okay. So Yeah, the company is CERN. I already just said
Okay.
it. Yeah, so if you just Google that or look that up on YouTube, you'll find a ton of videos. Actually, Joe Rogan talked about it. He said it's this demonic technology. He talked about it like 4 months ago. Yeah, it's in Switzerland, actually.
You know what's crazy? In the 90s, Skull and Mulder also talked about that. Like, it was super duper crazy. Like, everybody was watching it on Fox. Like, they kept talking about this shit to the point where it's like every single week.
Yeah, well, it's called, so the thing that they have that's quote unquote the time machine is called the
Marvin, she don't be getting
Hadron Collider. Okay, so look that up on YouTube and just find out more information about it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube you'll find down your rabbit hole.
Facts.
And
you can also find the We Outside After Work
pretty scary
podcast on YouTube down your rabbit hole. Put us in that algorithm. Like, subscribe, share, all of that.
Subscribe to us if you like watching us on a daily basis. Okay.
You want me to do another one or you want to go again? Because I got two.
You read this one. Because
No, I'm not reading that. You can read it.
You picked it.
I didn't pick it.
Yes, you did. You was like, oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's
Let me
that's a
get
good
one of your other ones.
Here, you can
I'm
take
not
that
reading
one.
that. I'm not letting those words come out of my mouth on camera.
Do you understand the word that's coming out of my mouth?
Okay, so this one says, is flirting considered cheating?
You can start.
I'm gonna start. So I think it depends on the intent.
What?
Yeah, because for me, like
flirting
I'm not
is
in
the
a
intent.
relationship, but I feel like my personality.
I'm following. I'm
Personality, you know, some words I fuck up.
personality.
Yeah, I said it crazy the first time.
Okay.
But personality, it can come off as flirtatious, not intentional. But if, let's say I'm at the store or something and one of the workers who's a guy comes up and talks to me and trying to help me, like I'll naturally try to be friendly and it may come off as flirting, but I'm not trying to get this man's number depending on what he looked like.
Let's define it as flirting.
Okay, if I'm flirting,
Yes.
I don't know, like I'm not trying to get your number.
Are you cheating if you're flirting?
If you want to get their number to
If
get
you-
to know
they're
them,
not- they're not
that
dancing
is
around
with
it.
the intent of cheating.
So if you're flirting with someone, are you cheating?
Question: when you flirt,
That's if I'm flirting.
so when you're flirting, you're cheating.
If I'm flirting because I just think I have a natural disposition, but I don't think everyone also shares that.
When you're flirting, no. When you're flirting, and the other person will say, "Oh, let's hang out sometimes." What do you say?
I might flirt for fun because I think that shit is hilarious.
So do you deflect when they're like, "Take my number down"?
No, I'll take the number
Why?
because it's hilarious, and I believe every man, at least I can't speak for women, every man wants to feel like they still got that game in them, right?
Yeah, I
sometimes we want to be like Mike, not just in the sense of we the best in the game, but that we can come back from retirement and still do it.
But if you get her number,
We ain't got to use it
you'll most likely use it though.
if we want to, but that's not part of the question.
But you have something in your back pocket just in case.
No.
You want to go cheat.
That's not how any of that works.
Okay.
It's flirting, cheating is the question.
Flirting is not cheating depending on your intention.
If you're flirting, what's your intention?
If you're flirting and you get someone's number and y'all are hanging out,
If you
you're
are
gonna
flirting,
eventually
hold on, you're
cheat.
dancing around it.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Because you're gonna eventually cheat if you get someone's number. Y'all go out for drinks, right? Because that's always what it's for. It's never to just let's meet up and talk business.
Okay.
No.
Can I ask you a personal question?
No.
Okay.
What is it?
Ask me this personal question. I'm gonna give you the question asked to me.
Okay.
Have you had sex with every single person that you flirted with, that you went out to have drinks with?
Have you?
No. You see how that works?
Okay.
Intentions or not?
I guess.
So-
I don't think it's cheating. Like overall, I don't think it's cheating.
Well, I don't think you think flirting is flirting, which is the problem.
I think if you're flirting and it leads to more, just like with Instagram and the pictures,
But that doesn't
right?
have to
We've
be
talked
flirting.
about it on Hugo's podcast. Instagram with the pictures, you're liking pictures. Now you're sending emojis to the DMs. Now y'all starting to
that's
talk
flirting?
in the DMs. That is flirting.
I don't
Sending
think so.
emojis is flirting.
No, it's acknowledgement.
If you're constantly doing it,
Why? You constantly look beautiful. Why can't I say that you look beautiful?
and then y'all have conversation, and now y'all meeting up and hanging
We're
out.
two interesting individuals that have a conversation.
Usually, what starts in the DMs ends up in the bed.
Okay. I think a little bit of that is you projecting that onto someone.
I'm not projecting. I've seen it plenty of times.
Okay. I also believe I've seen individuals who are like-minded people who are able to recognize that, it may be of interest. Interest does not indicate
But why
flirting.
can't it be two things true at the same time?
It can.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what it is.
that. I just think that you're not properly defining flirting.
I'm saying
for the sake of being safe in this conversation.
No, flirting is not cheating. I'm saying that, but the outlier is depending on the intent. So
but it's only one intent
there
for
are
flirting.
some people who do flirt with the intention of getting the other person's number, knowing they're in a relationship or a marriage which is not open, and they're not telling their partner. And then now you have someone that you go on a meet up with, get drinks with, and then do whatever else y'all do.
Yes, because flirting is cheating.
If that's how you feel.
You just laid it out.
What's next?
All right, it's my go. Faking orgasms. It's okay to fake it sometimes, or absolutely not. That is earned. As a man, it's all good, fellas. Fellas, fake it till you make it. Okay.
It's okay to fake it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Fellas,
so I feel like women. This is a topic that women have constantly talked about because we do tend to take longer than men most times to get where we need to get to.
10 minutes in riddance.
I think faking orgasms. For me, I'm only speaking for me. It's not acceptable. For me, it's very mental though. Like I have to put myself like in that headspace to get to where I need to get to. I've done it in the past when I was younger, but in this grown age of mine, about to be 30, March 3rd next year, I do not condone it.
I don't care personally.
I know you don't care. Guys don't care.
No, we do. We do because we truly value pleasuring.
But women don't tell you that though.
Okay.
Have you ever experienced that where a woman was like just did a little too much and
yeah.
Okay.
I have. But at the same time, I've also had women who were open and honest about it. Right.
They told you they faked it.
And the why. Just wanted to make sure you were happy. I didn't want the moment to feel uncomfortable. I wanted you to feel like you did what you set out to do as a man. I wasn't unsatisfied. I just wasn't completely satisfied.
So when that happens, do you go back in for round 2? Or it's just like...
I mean, in this moment, it was pre-existing. Like, what was done was already done. And
oh, so they said it after the fact.
yeah, it wasn't nothing like in the moment. But at the same time, who are you hurting? Because you're not hurting the man if you're going to fake it. If anything, you are given a false sense of confidence.
Yeah, I think women, and that's why there are a lot of sex positive podcasts out there. Usually it's women who run these podcasts.
That's some podcast jargon. Sex positive podcast. I like that. This is a sex positive podcast.
Yes, we're sex positive. We don't tend to talk about it just because that's not what our platform is. But there are a lot of other podcasts like that. And usually the hosts are women because it allows women to feel comfortable having these conversations. Because like usually on public platforms, it's men who are talking about women and different things that they've dealt with and different women they've slept with. So it is a different world and generation where like women now feel comfortable having those conversations out loud amongst each other, which is fine. Where I feel like it gets weird though is when, because I've seen this recently where it's like women that I'll follow on their story or like they'll put on their note how like they need sex or like they're trying to get some tonight. And I think maybe it is because of like the sexy reds of the world and having those pound town conversations.
No, I don't think it's that. I think people like sex.
Which is fine, but like to me, you don't have to broadcast it. That's when it gets weird for me. Because like, why is it wrong now to have certain things that are just personal?
I don't think it's that it's wrong. I think it's not taboo anymore. Like growing up, sex was like this secret. Like even married folks, it's like, oh, they have sex.
Yeah,
it's like you whispering. It's like, no, we grown. Like it's okay. Like
I think it's still, for me, it's like we can have those conversations like in person, but to blast it on your social medias, put it on your status, I'm like, okay.
As a woman, sorry to make this personal because you're the woman in the group.
Why can't we put as people?
No, because it's for you as a woman.
Okay.
Do you have this assumption that everybody in your family thinks that you out here fucking?
No.
Right? You see that, right? It's
they probably think I'm a
clear no.
virgin.
Like, oh, Dana is just so innocent. She's
I'm waiting
so
till I'm
sweet. She has
married.
no children. She never brings a man.
I'm waiting till I'm
around.
married.
Right.
Well, no, I've brung boyfriends around. It's
Look
not like
at him.
I'm a lesbian.
He is such a upstanding young man.
Yeah.
He's just waiting for her. He's religious, right? All these kind of connotations.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I done had a baby at 21. You know I'm fucking.
They know.
Right? So
you outside. You been outside.
At the same time, it's like we gotta draw that line.
Mm-hmm.
People grown. It's okay. Like, I look at some of my cousins, and it's like, nah, you shouldn't be doing nothing. But at the same time, like,
but
yo,
okay,
you
so
grown.
yeah, like we're obviously grown. You have kids. Like they know you're out here.
Even the
having
ones
sex.
that don't have kids.
So, but to flip it though, like to know your parents are having sex and for them to like openly talk to you about it, for me, like that's very, and I know you don't like this word, but cringe, right? And it's weird because I don't want to hear
weird.
about my parents or anybody in my family having sex. Like with my cousins, we're around the same age. We'll talk about like different guys that we dated and like stuff that they've experienced, but we're in the same age group. I think that matters too. Like if you're about 45, 50, and you're telling me about your sex life, I'm like, ew.
So here's the weird dynamic, right? God rest my father's soul. But if he was to take me to a strip club, I don't think it would be weird. But if your mom was to take you to like a sex party,
That's
would
not
that be
the same thing.
It would be awkward for you, right?
It's a cultural thing then. Because
No, it's a
it
woman
is.
thing because that's your mom. It's like, mom, you're not supposed to be having sex.
But some women do that with their moms,
Yeah, because
right?
it's like at some point you got to recognize that not only am I grown, but so is
But I
she.
think it depends on what kind of mom you have. Because
Okay.
some moms are more like open like that where they will want their daughters to experience stuff like that for the first time with it, which is fine. Yeah, reality, whatever. They'll have those birds and the bees conversations, like very blunt with them. I watched Sex in the City. What's it called?
I stopped watching that because there wasn't no sex, and I was like 13.
Yeah, it's the
and
new
I
one
was
on
tight.
Max now, where they all like over 50.
I don't
so,
want to watch that.
Yeah, it's old, but it's like old women still trying to be like hip or whatever. I like it.
I don't
want to
watch old titties.
Yeah, so Miranda's daughter, is it? No, it's Charlotte. Is it Charlotte? The one with the black hair, right? She's very like
Was it
preppy.
one with black hair on it?
Yeah, I think it's
Back in the day?
Miranda and Charlotte. It's Charlotte. Okay, so
I just know
Charlotte.
the ones on the slot machine. I don't-
She has a daughter. She has an older daughter, and her daughter, I think, is in high school. And there was an episode where her daughter literally was like, "I'm gonna lose my virginity today." Like said that to her mom, and her mom was like shocked and mortified. She was like, "Okay, yeah," but the episode goes where like the daughter, she goes over her boyfriend's house. And it's a snowstorm. So she calls her mom and she's like, "Mom, like he doesn't have any condoms. Can you pick some up for us and bring them to his house?" Yeah, it's some, white people shit, to be honest.
I don't know if that's white people shit.
It is. I have never heard or seen any black
because
people do that.
black people are afraid of their moms. But at the same time, if you have a dynamic with your mother where it's like, listen, I feel comfortable with this individual.
No, like
and I don't want no babies.
after the initial shock of like what they were doing in the episode, I thought about it because then the mom, she does actually go out in a snowstorm.
She's
goes
bugging.
to get the condoms. Well, she tries to, and then like
Everybody
the pharmacy
get
is
dick.
closed.
I got dick back
The
in the
pharmacy
day.
was closed, and I don't remember the
never
rest of the episode. But then, like, ultimately, her daughter doesn't lose her virginity. So
Smart girl.
but she tells her mom, like, they have these open conversations, they're talking, and I'm like, I've never had these sentimental conversations with my mom. Like, usually stuff like this, like, I learn either as I'm doing it or with like friends. We discuss it because we're all in the same age group. But I would wonder like if my experience would be different if I talked about this with my mom.
But I also think it's a comfort thing, right? So I can't speak for you. I can only speak for myself, right? If my dad was around, I don't know if I would even have virginity conversations because that's what my brothers was there for. And they all laid it out like, yo, this is what you're supposed to do.
But
this
you
is how
have
it's supposed to be.
brothers. I didn't
Yeah.
have sisters. I only have an older brother. So my experience.
And he was probably on some, don't like them dudes, them boys is nasty.
Yeah, because like with my brother, because he's older by 2 years, so we're still close in age, and we had similar friend groups. So his friends would like me, and then my friends would like him. So he would always tell his friends, yeah, like Like, he would tell me, like, yo, Dana, don't talk to him. Because, like, he would give me, like, the rundown. Because, like, you know, like,
just like if you was a dude, you would give yourself the rundown on your whole.
Yeah, well, I would tell my friends, because, like, I think I said this before, like, when my friends would, like, come around a lot, my brother would seem like their brother. They'd be like, oh, like, initially they thought he was cute, and then they'd be like, oh, that's just Marquise, like, whatever. But yeah, like, my friends would just be that, like, sister that I never had, and we would have those conversations, and so would my cousin, like, my female cousins. So yeah, like, I don't know, maybe because my relationship with my mom too is also different. That's another conversation for another day. But yeah,
I mean, we only have 52 days.
What?
52 episodes. But anyway,
you can't even count.
This is our 52nd episode.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. I can't count, but it's your turn.
Oh.
That was a fun conversation. It was just out of nowhere. Look at that. Spill it. Shout out to the Spill It Girls.
Shout out to the Spill It Girls. Well, read one of your cards because we read mine already.
Everyone has that one. No, I'm just messing. All right. Here we go. I just read a card, by the way, Dana. You and your partner. It's about to get a little spicy. You and your partner.
I don't like spicy.
You and your partner are going hot and heavy until they blank, and it completely ruins it. What did they do?
I can't answer this because I'd be having a list.
Give us a list.
Okay.
We got 47 minutes. Let's go.
That clock don't work. Oh, it is? Now is right. Marv said this right. Okay.
You ain't gonna disrespect this clock. He was like, hold on.
But because he always says it's wrong. So it's right. Okay.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What are you talking about?
So we're going hot and heavy, and their mood is ruined because they either burp, they fart, or they sneeze, or they do something weird.
That nigga can't sneeze.
No,
that's a bodily function.
I don't care. Like, hold this shit in.
Girl. Damn.
I'm thinking if we're like making out, like if we're making out, like and you do some nasty shit.
You got that.
No, or like, what's another?
Is making
thing?
out hot and heavy?
What are you thinking?
If she sneezes while we making out, there's a little spit.
No, what's your idea of hot and heavy?
Hot and heavy is like hot and heavy.
Like sex?
Yeah, like
so
deep
for
in
you.
it. Talking, like, like, don't say the wrong shit.
What's the wrong shit?
So it was this old comedy bit on Comic View, and I'll never forget it. And he was like, yeah, you know, when you doing it right, you can say anything to a girl. And you be like, yeah, girl, you know, you like that? And she be like, yeah, I like that. Tell me the frog is jumping over the road. And she be like, the frog is jumping over the road? Like, yo. Bruh. Like, you not, she not even in it. Like, she in it.
But you don't like that. You don't like talking.
Like, I want you to be, you know, conscientious. You know, like.
Usually, yeah, I don't like talking either.
Yeah, like, if you want to.
For me, it's like, it's
speaking
sentimental.
Speaking tone and speaking moan. I don't need you to speak
it's like
words.
Sentimental. It's like we're like groaning and whatnot, but don't say shit because that'll fuck it up for me too. Like, I already have a list.
What you just say?
Yeah, that'll just kill my vibe for sure.
Bruh. Yeah, give us the list. We waiting for the list because you have a list.
So I would say talking, burping. Sneezing, farting.
Have a nigga ever farted? Swear to God.
I feel like that's happened.
I don't think it happened.
I think it's happened before.
I don't think your body works like that.
Yes, it does. Especially if y'all have sex body. After you eat.
No, man's body don't work like that.
Yes, you over here burping like 50 times.
Not during an intimate act, right? Because, like, you can't even pee in.
Okay, so
like,
for women, all right.
Y'all be farting.
For us, so this is very explicit, guys. I normally don't talk like this, but we already here. So if you're getting back shots, right, specifically, and you just ate a lot, right?
But it's like, not in your butt.
It doesn't matter. Like, your stomach is down there. So that pressure of just going in and out, like, you feel that in your stomach area, especially in the position that you're in.
We got to go to the chat.
So it's just going to cause... it's causing pressure to build up. And that's also why girls say, like, don't take it all the way out when you're...
Is that why?
Because it builds up air. and then it starts to hurt.
We're gonna have to put the non-children.
We have a Q&A. We have a Q&A on our
this is gonna
Spotify.
be the mature only podcast episode. I don't want my grandparents to watch this one. Like we talked about earlier, this shit is weird.
My grandparents, well, my grandmother and my family. I don't know which episodes they watch, but I know they tune into some. But yeah, I mean, this is grown conversation, and we just talked about how we shouldn't be embarrassed to talk about things.
I'm not embarrassed if my grandfather hears it because he's a man.
And you got 2 kids.
Yeah, but I don't want my grandmother to hear stuff like that.
Well, tell her to turn it off.
Grandma, turn it off.
Yeah, whatever time we're
rewind this
in.
to the beginning of the show. Like when I said rewind, Grandma, turn this off. Like
you want me to put it on the screen?
Yeah,
like Grandma, turn it off.
My Aunt Brenda be watching this. I don't.
How old is Aunt Brenda?
Aunt Brenda, what?
She know you be like in the streets.
First off, she don't know I be in the streets. My Aunt Brenda thinks I'm a wholesome, wonderful young pup.
How she think you got kids?
Because kids happen, through God. Jesus came that way. Shit.
Magical conception.
Yeah, it wasn't magical. Okay, it was divine.
Divine.
Like Gutierrez Clark. But yeah.
That's his catfish account, and I was on episode 1.
I swear to God, if I could find you her picture, you'd be like, yo,
I want to find my catfish, Marcus. I feel like there's a
that's my alias.
On what?
Like back in the day when I used to like go places.
And give a fake name? Yeah. Like I'm Marcus?
My name is Marcus Turner.
You had a last name too?
Yeah. Huh? Google me.
I never had an alias. Well, my mom did.
No, you gotta have an alias.
My mom's was Jocelyn.
Did she look like a Jocelyn?
Her name is Josette.
That's too damn close.
You should be like, I'm Jocelyn.
You can find her by accident.
Yeah.
No,
or it was like Marisol.
Is she like light skin?
She was like,
okay, that's some light skin shit. Like, cause you. But
passable. You know why? We always lived in like Hispanic neighborhoods.
Like.
So
Passaic?
She would always Passaic, Patterson. So she would always like talk like broken Spanish too, and she would do it to us sometimes.
And she speak any Spanish?
She don't speak Spanish, but just
give me a word.
There's a lot of stuff coming out right now, and I'm not gonna put my mom's business.
Shout out to Jocelyn, Marisol. Hold up, I'm sorry, Marvin. I'll try. I am not good with rolling
my mom's business out there.
That's not her business. It's not even real.
Yeah, when I was younger though, like my mom put us through a lot of emotional things, and that was one of the things.
Clearly, she didn't just put y'all through emotional shit.
Damage.
Yeah.
She put Jose.
She has some Spanish. Yeah, poppies. Anyway,
she was in Perth Amboy, huh?
We lived in Perth Amboy. We lived all over New Jersey, like dead ass. We lived in Carteret.
She had a Honda Civic. Sorry, I'm being fucking
now
racist.
You're being racist. Perth Amboy, Clifton, Irvington.
Nah, I love my Spanish bros, especially the Dominican dudes, Dominican barbers. Shout out to y'all because y'all definitely know y'all shit. But all right, it's your turn.
I don't get no more cards.
Dana, how you don't have no more cards?
We said that already. What happened to the deck?
It's a deck right here. Here, find a damn card. Because you over here bugging. I done braided the card.
Yeah, guys, this is literally just a outline episode.
We actually did have a question.
We wanted it to be very authentic, unfiltered conversation, like Hugo says on his podcast.
Are we going to put the little blurb?
No.
I don't want to come off like I'm here because I'm not here. And I really love all the things he do. I just really liked how every time we said that, it would just pop up.
What?
So when I do this, unfiltered, it says unfiltered conversation.
Yeah.
I thought that was dope.
What school he went to?
He went to Penn State.
That's a Penn State education.
Well, crazy is I busted Penn State's ass. You know, me and Isaiah, shout out to Zay, episode 14 of the podcast, I'm guessing. We went to Penn State and kicked their ass.
Zay was the coach.
All right, hold on. Before we get into spill it, you go ahead and look through these questions. It's 10 black people planning a trip. How many?
I responded. I commented when I saw that on Instagram.
All right. How many you think will actually show up?
I said 2 in family.
Family?
Yeah, like cousins.
Like if you do a family trip first and then
see, for me, I invite everybody. Like I just open it up to everybody, not just friends. Because for me, because I know with friends, you never know, who's going to come and not going to come. So once I know the destination, if I'm planning the trip, I'll literally just do like a mass blast to everybody because I know not everyone who I send this invite to is going to come on the trip.
I've never planned like a big trip. So I don't really have a frame of reference, but from the shit that I've seen.
Yeah. So what's your answer?
I think it's probably 2 out of 10, but it's not 2 out of 10 of the original. Like of the original, that's where you probably gonna get that too. You gonna have to give some extra invites afterwards. Like, all right, I really don't want to chill with Shaquandra, but she might be the only option that's gonna actually come. I probably don't want to Shaquandra. You don't know Shaquandra?
Oh, Shaquandra.
It's okay. I probably don't want to chill with Michael, but I know Michael probably gonna come. It's not the people I want to hang out with. It's not the fun crowd, the turn up crowd.
But you still want to have people on vacation for the memory aspect.
Me personally, no, I don't.
I do. Like, I don't, unless it's like a vacation, like, I don't want to just be 2 people.
I like that.
2 friends.
I prefer that. Like, less time to focus on all these other people and more time to focus on me, I guess, and the person that comes with me. I've done some group trips, guys trips, friends trips and stuff like that, and it'd be cool. But I like to do what the fuck I like to do. So, like, when me and the fellas went to Vegas, it's like, all right, y'all, let's come up with a plan together. Let's all do this. Let's all do that. And by the time it's time to do this, ain't nobody want to do it with me. Guess what the fuck I was doing? What the fuck I wanted to do. Yeah. I went on that Corvette ride. Me and Justin went on the roller coasters. And if Justin didn't want to go on the roller coaster,
it's nice to have at least one friend then, you know, to experience stuff
but
with.
even if they didn't want to, they still my mans.
Yeah.
I'm still going to hang out with y'all when it's time.
Personally, I don't like doing stuff alone. If I'm on vacation,
I'll be out.
Like, at least I have one person to experience this and we could talk about it. But I did find a card that I feel like is...
I'm going to find a card too.
Pretty interesting. So it says, young, wild, and free. What's the kinkiest thing you've ever done or would like to do? So let's just keep it at, what's the kinkiest thing you've ever done?
I don't know if I'm kinky.
When you was younger, like, what did you do?
Probably like the tie up shit. Like, you know how R. Kelly said, I don't know how to hog tie. I learned how to hog tie.
Like a girl? She liked that?
She suggested it.
Oh, she told you how to do it?
No, she just said, this is what I want to do, and so we did.
Okay.
It wasn't fun, though. Because it's like, all right, this is done, and now you are incapable of moving, and I'm supposed to do X, Y, Z, and then it's like, for me, it takes away from intimacy because you want more activity, you want more hands-on.
But that's kind of like foreplay, right? Where you can kind of be like flirtatious while you tying her up.
Yeah, but
that's a lot. So for me, I don't know if this is considered kinky, but it was kind of crazy. So it says young, wild, and free. So I remember when I was still in high school and my cousins, like, they used to live in a complex and someone that I liked lived near them. So one of my cousins, he was like, oh, I know where the complex is, because this is when no one had cars or whatever. And we barely had phones. We was walking everywhere.
Pat and Charlie.
It was the summertime, right? And the person that I was talking to, he was like, come see me. Like, there's a bus. Like, y'all can take the bus. And I'm like, I'm not about to take the bus. It was like...
You was about to take the bus.
It was like...
You had to transfer and everything. The exact same day.
No, this bus came like every...
I'm going to get on that bus,
The bus came like every hour. So it was not reliable at all.
Yeah, you was there at fucking 9:03.
So then, mind you, it was like 12 p.m. or a.m. It was like 11 and 12 a.m. in the morning. It was
it ain't
late.
No more buses after that, right?
I know. That was another thing. It was late, right?
Fucking stranded.
But it was summertime, right?
Okay, so, that don't mean that you ain't stranded.
I know. But usually in the summertime, you're more open to doing exploration shit.
Like walking home.
Listen. So my cousin, like, I told my cousin where the place was at. And this was before GPS and whatnot. And I was like, do you know where this is? And he was like, oh, yeah, it's not far. Let's go.
I remember this story, by the way.
I told you this?
You did.
Okay, yeah. So I'm like, okay, sure, let's go. So we're walking, and whenever me and my cousin get together, we always have a great time. Like, we're laughing, we're, like, telling stories. And it was one of those times, right? Why not?
I'm waiting for the kinky part.
This is kind of like a backstory,
yeah,
and then the kinky part. I gotta give the full story.
Come on, do it now!
I'll give backstory, okay? So yeah, get the full picture. Anyway, I had on the like the $10.
Yeah, Chinese slippers.
I had the $10 moccasins from Walmart the ones with no sole. So I was wearing those because I'm like, he was like, oh, it's up the street. So I'm like, okay, I could just wear these, right? So we're walking, having a good time. Stop. And then we're kind of walking on the side of a highway at this point. So we get there. My moccasins are like ruined, right? Like there's barely anything left because we've been walking for like an hour and a half. So we get there and I meet the guy like who I like or whatever. And we're kissing, making out, and you know, we do what we do. We're kind of young, so yeah, I'm not gonna go into detail what we did.
Well, that's part of this discussion. I don't know.
It says kinky though, and wild and free.
I'm waiting for the kinky part.
That's the kinky part.
What's the kinky part?
I'm not going into detail, but like we
waited for this whole story.
We did some things.
Hood kink. That's what.
But
we
anyway,
What a mock and flat out deceive.
Anyway,
thank you, Stephen.
So, by the time we leave, we have to walk another hour and 30 minutes back home. We didn't get home until like 4 a.m.
Huh?
Yeah. And it was like the longest walk of my life. Mm-hmm. But we had fun. And I think it was worth it.
I don't think the answer was worth the question because I'm still trying to figure out.
I just wanted to give you guys the backstory, okay? Because
we didn't get nowhere.
We did.
No, we have to uncover what the kinky part was.
The kinky part was we made out.
Okay.
We were underage, so I'm not going into detail of what was done. What was yours again?
I tied someone up and we did rodeo.
Okay.
Reverse cowgirl
you didn't really
the right
give
way.
The details.
We didn't ask for details. We asked for specifics.
But you want details for mine.
I don't want details from you. I want specifics of the kink.
That's what it was.
The kink.
I walked longer than expected.
That's not kinky.
To see somebody that we did some things with each other.
We're gonna work on
and
this.
that's what it is.
We're gonna work
I can
on
take
that
this whole part out.
No, don't take it out. It's been 17 minutes.
You know what? I want to say some things, but I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Oh, was it 17 minutes?
No, it wasn't. It was probably like 10 minutes. It was 10 minutes.
It was 17
Did you guys enjoy
seconds.
that story? I know you guys did.
Let's go to the chat.
No.
Oh, that's the chat.
Marvin really be trying to play me behind the scenes.
I don't think he was trying to play. I think he was being honest.
it.
I think he was being honest.
No,
Oh,
but
shit.
yeah, that's what we did.
All right, let me give you guys. Hold on.
Regardless, it was a great time.
Let me give you
and
an
it
action.
was. I can't.
They're here for the kink. You brought them. You gave them that. Let me wipe my eyes. My tears are in. Oh shit, that was funny. Kink. Okay, we're gonna work on
You're
that.
annoying. Okay.
So
it was kinky to me.
when I was in college.
That's all that matters.
When I was in college. Yeah, I was trying.
And also, I don't want to give too much detail because, like I said, parents and families watch, so they don't need to be knowing all the details of my sex life.
You ain't have to. You picked that question.
You picked it.
I did not pick that question. Anyways, so because I'm a writer, I decided that I was gonna flirt with this young lady because flirting is considered flirting.
But it led to something kinky.
Well, I was single, so it didn't matter.
But it's still flirting.
Of course, it was with intention of flirting.
Exactly my point.
Yeah,
There was intent.
And anywho,
So it changes it.
So she's hilarious. Because I used to try to like write to girls and give them like sweet poems and different things like that, slipping into the little desk drawers that they was working at in the college dorms. Mm-hmm. So one girl, she decided that, hey, you Mr. Poetry, I want you to write about us, but I want you to do it. So I want you to write about a moment. I want you to act it out.
On her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So all the things that I wrote.
Well, what did you write specifically?
What did you write?
So we know.
Now you want to know.
So we know the specifics. Yeah.
Specifics was, Grandma, turn this off. It's so weird.
Stay tuned in, okay? Because now you know how I feel. What did you write and what did you do to this girl?
The whole premise of it was a hands-free experience. All right. So it was all about her and being in the moment. And I was supposed to sit there. I was supposed to be a good Samaritan. I was supposed to act on anything. And I was handcuffed because that's kinky. I don't know if you know this or not, but that's part of, the definition.
You're the pro.
Of the word.
We know. We know you got stories.
And she was supposed to bring herself onto me, and she was going to unlock me, and then we were going to have this wild romantic escapade, right?
Escapade doing what?
Doing kinky things.
Like what?
Like fucking.
Okay.
And then afterwards,
I hope grandma done.
and afterwards,
Oh my god.
she ended up writing about me. But I never actually like usually when I write stuff, like even in those times I'll put on like MySpace and shit like that. But she ended up writing it about me, of how she was like turned into a pretzel and all these different things, and how she didn't expect it to be of what it was gonna be with
So
such
she wrote what she wanted you to do to her.
No, she wrote the results. She basically gave a recap
Of what happened.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. I'll send it to you. I think it's on MySpace somewhere. Not
MySpace
MySpace,
is gone.
Facebook.
Okay.
See if I can find it.
Is MySpace gone?
I don't think so. Tom is still around.
Because I tried to log in a couple years ago, and it just said my
Trying to find
account
your
was deleted. No, I just wanted to see if I could log into my MySpace.
Damn.
And it was just like, can't find.
Where's Marcus?
He's on my Facebook still.
The fake guy?
Yeah. Marcus Latner.
Let's
But
look
you know
this
what's
nigga
funny?
up. Can we look him up?
He
Where
got
my
the
phone at?
exact same picture from like.
Latiner or Latin? How do you spell
I could
that?
show you right now.
I'm
Like, at least if you was a catfish, you could have just deleted it. Look.
This nigga got a fucking Puerto Rican chest tat.
What does it say?
Oh my god, y'all.
Look at him.
What I'm looking at?
This is my catfish.
That boy is scrawny.
I
Did
was,
he grow up?
I was 16.
That looked like he's still 16.
I know. He never changed his profile
Because he ain't
picture.
real. Let me see if I can find Divine Gutierrez Clark.
Okay, guys. While Aaron looks for that.
It's only going to take you as long as you found the damn forensic files.
Yeah. So we're going to get into our happy hour moments because we are coming to an end and I got things to do. So my happy hour moments is I'll be flying out to Arizona tomorrow night. I'll be there for about...
I'm sorry I lied to you, Martin.
Stop saying that. We get it. Anyways, I'll be there until the 23rd. So I'll be there supporting my family during a surgery that a family member is going to have. I don't want to go into details because, you know, you kind of just don't want to put that energy out there. And yeah, everything's going to go well, though, for the surgery. So I'm excited to be there for the support. And then what else am I happy about? I start my new course on Monday. So I'm taking another trading course. It's called Rectember because I think I told you. Yeah, September is the month where traders make a lot of money because stocks are very volatile in September. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's my happy hour moment.
I'm looking forward to you definitely getting to that money. Get to that
That's
bread.
a cute picture.
Oh
So
yeah,
little.
that's me and Bubbies. Definitely get into that money. Not because I want you to have more money.
I'll give
obviously.
you money.
Can I ask for it, or you just
Okay.
want to volunteer it?
If I have a lot of money, I'm going to just give it to friends.
I appreciate that. You know, because I'm the type of person. If I hit the lottery, I'm kind of not giving nobody no money.
I'm not giving you shit then.
That's fine because I'm with
I thought you was going to be
No,
like,
no, it's
oh,
okay.
no, I'm
It's
going to give
okay.
you a cut.
I'm not offended by that.
Okay.
Because you and me are in this together, so you gonna support this endeavor, no matter what. Because you got the money now. If I had the money, you ain't gotta worry about coming out of pocket. Marvin gonna be paid.
Oh, so, but that's still paying.
Marvin good. You ain't got.
But you paying my cut, though.
I will.
Okay.
No
That's
hesitation.
generous.
No questions asked.
We could buy our own podcast studio.
We. See how this is going? We.
I'm kidding.
Anyway, my happy hour moment. Let me get emotional.
Your should always be
I
like,
be emotional because I be happy.
no.
you know.
But that's the purpose of it.
Let me go back to 2013.
Well, you're going. I was going to say you're going on your cruise
Yes,
Thursday.
I'm gonna go back to 2013. I met this shorty on this boat. She was over there with these little shorts on,
Oh,
leather.
is this your anniversary?
10 years.
Yeah, it's your anniversary trip.
You know, 10 years
Congratulations.
10 years of getting to know
Nashima
this wonderful
and Aaron.
individual. And honestly, being in the space of somebody like me, with all the respect, it ain't easy. Being in a space where it ain't easy, the big head that. But honestly, she's been one of the most important people in my life. One of the most important people to really like push me and move me in different directions. Be there for me. Like, it's things that no one in this world have ever stepped up in my life like she has. So it's like you definitely want to just give your kudos, your praise, your love, your adoration to somebody like her.
Right.
She really, really showed me what love looks like, and I appreciate that. And I'll never want to walk another day on this earth without that appreciation from me. Even if I might not come off like I show it, or I might not say it, or I might not express it, or my ways aren't going to be the ways that you think it should be. Just know that I adore you. I truly, truly love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for 10 years of your time.
Yeah, shout out to Nashima. Congratulations.
And thank you for being a super dope ass mom, because clearly Dana thinks that discipline is easy and that's what you're supposed to do for these badass kids, but you put Nori.
I'm not saying discipline is easy, so let's clarify.
Okay,
I feel like
you was like, these motherfuckers ain't disciplined.
No, if your child does not, and if you don't know, guys, go back to part 1 if you have not listened. But if your child truly does not like listen when you talk normal to them, or just try to like put them in timeout, I'm not saying you have to like really abuse your child, but a little pop isn't going to like, you know, make them call diapers on you. So that's my idea of like discipline. Yeah, I'm not a spanker. Did you get discipline? I got discipline. I didn't get beat a lot as a child, but like when I truly was like not listening, I got a pop or two.
I'm a boy, so I think a lot of it was like, oh, you're a boy, you can take it. It was a little weird watching like the girls get beatings and stuff like that. Just growing up, it was just like different.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation where I do feel like there are parents out there who they take their anger out on their children, and if they are, you know, having issues with the other parent,
little girls be bad too, though.
They do be bad, but like if you're extensively hitting your child to the point where like enough is enough, and you like someone looking in could see that as abuse, or like you're using like
but these white people look at everything and whatnot.
Abuse. I'm not talking about white people. I'm just saying like if you're really bruising your child to the point where like they go to school and they gotta wear long sleeves and like pants because they have bruises all over their body, that's crazy.
Some
and
kids bruise easily.
Okay, well that's your.
I'm just saying, like, you know, pop me, beat me with a belt. You ain't never gonna see nothing. Bruise. I done got hit with cords, shoes.
You had bruises
switches.
All over your body at one time.
Never had a bruise in my life. Never had a bruise in my life.
Well, if a child is constantly being abused, they have bruises all over their body.
I got hit with switches. You ever got hit with a switch?
No, thank God.
So my great grandmother used to say, on my grandfather's side, she used to say, go out there and get a switch.
So would you hit your child with a switch?
I wouldn't, but at the same time, if someone would, depends on what they did, I would understand it. I'm not opposed to it. But
there's their way of disciplining. I'm saying there's levels to it.
Like, yeah, but switches hurt.
They do, but you learn, right?
Shit.
Like you learn after the first time.
I don't think you learn.
The first or the second time. Some kids are hard-headed than most, but all I'm saying is you know when a child is being abused to where they don't even want to talk to anybody and like keep to themselves because they're scared of what's going on at home.
Sometimes I do. I'm not.
There's a lot of kids out there that's been abused.
Let me not be insensitive. Let me not be insensitive. That's not what I mean. I think sometimes abuse from a spanking perspective. We're going to talk about spanking, not necessarily like beating the fuck out your kids, right?
That's what I mean. Like if you're punching your child and kicking them,
it's a lot of nuance, right? It's nuance because pain is individualized.
Well,
so what my pain threshold is different from yours.
talking about it from a point where like there is a parent who has a lot of built up trauma that they have not worked through or towards or whatever, and they take that out on their child. That's been a situation where like it happens, and then DIFUS is involved, and then you find out. Because have you ever seen documentaries? There was one documentary on Netflix, I forgot what it was called, and it was about this Mexican boy who he got abused from both his, I think it was his mother and his,
that the one who like randomly appeared the years later?
No, he got killed. Like he literally got killed from the abuse going on at home, and no one like actually stepped in. So the whole documentary was basically explaining how there were different people who played a part in not directly abusing this child, but they knew something was going on at home, but no one stepped in to really like take this child out of the situation. That's what I'm talking about. That extreme.
It's just like such a silver lining between it all, where it's like, what is abuse and what is discipline? So it's like, me personally, I don't choose to spank or anything. Like, I might pluck Nori every once in a while because sometimes it's just, I need you to listen.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like a pop or a pluck. That's literally my idea of like discipline.
But I'll never forget. I was at Chuck E. Cheese and it was me and Jaden. He had to be maybe 3 years old. And it's time to go. Like, we done spent 17 hours at Chuck E. Cheese.
They don't listen.
You ain't got but so many goddamn tickets and tokens left, my nigga. It's time to go. And he was just having the time of his life. Kid in the candy store. Just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And I said with my dad voice, because, sorry, it's time to go.
Yeah.
And his ass kept running.
You don't listen.
Running. I'm like, okay.
That's when you gotta discipline.
So this is what I did. I literally, like, grabbed him. And I just like yanked him. But his body was over there. But his body was over here. So I like yanked his soul out of his body. Yeah, and I felt his whole like being get sucked from his.
Is that abuse?
I felt like it was abuse. Like I literally
That's
never.
Extreme.
I've never wanted. It wasn't personal though. It was just like, all right, I'm fed up.
Yeah.
But I want you to listen because you're not listening to me. And it's like, I've never seen him so shook in his life. He didn't cry or anything.
But like when y'all went to Chuck E. Cheese afterwards, was he still running around when you said let's go?
No, but he was never like bad. So it was never something that
I don't even think you have to be bad. Like I think as a parent, there's certain things you have to do to like put your child in place so they don't end up in harm's way, or like they just come when you say come. Because I don't know, like, and I'm not a parent, so I don't know because, you know, I'm not in that situation. So I'm kind of just speaking from like things that I've experienced or like people who have told me who have kids. But I do feel like there's a level of discipline that is needed with raising children.
Yeah, but it's also super duper nuanced where it's like, yo, some kids might deserve a little bit more physical attention. No different than physical intimacy from like a hugging perspective or an affirmation perspective. Like, every kid requires unique parenting.
Yeah.
And some of that times it is a spanking. But like you said something earlier that was really important. And you said, did you learn from it? And I never learned from the spanking because I already knew right from wrong. Like, I knew what I was doing was wrong. I know I'm not supposed to jump on the bed. I know I'm supposed to clean my room. I know I'm not supposed to run in the house, run in and out, letting the air out. I know I'm not supposed to do that. But guess what?
Yeah, but like if you doing that constantly, like leaving a door open in the summertime and your mom or whoever says close the door behind you, you gonna get popped after keep like doing that a bunch of times and not listening.
And you gonna pop me? I'm gonna cry. And guess what I'm gonna do?
For me, when I grew up, like one little pop, that's all I needed to learn my lesson.
You know, you are the epitome of the stove is hot. You touch the stove.
I can see it. I can feel the heat. Right? I'm not touching that shit. Right.
But you know how many kids are just going to keep touching that stove?
They hard-headed. But like
exactly, they're hard-headed.
I think we can definitely go on and on talking about this conversation. Definitely.
You big-headed, not hard-headed.
You got a big ass head too.
My shit is normal
and your hair
size.
makes it even bigger. So on that note, guys, if you want to join this middle seat, because I forgot to mention the Gmail.
But before we do that, can I just interject? I don't mean to interrupt you. I was better. We gonna go. If you want to join this middle seat, be on your shit. All right.
We sick of people canceling last minute.
Like, we need y'all to be here. No, we understand circumstances and situations. We're not gonna be insensitive.
You're gonna be here. Be here, okay? Because I'm sick of it.
Like, I like Dana. I really enjoy
like
talking to
our
Dana.
episodes, but like if we schedule a guest in advance and then literally a couple minutes before we're supposed to record,
or a couple days,
something happens, a couple days, whatever. Like, to me, I'm crossing you off the list of coming on the podcast.
Yeah, we did that for a couple people.
We did.
Where it's like, you know,
we got to set our boundary.
We appreciate y'all for wanting to join and be a part of what we're creating, but at the same time, if you can't, you know,
if you can actually commit exactly and stick
give
to
us
your
some
word,
advance notice, y'all,
then don't hit us up.
Give us some notice.
But on that note, guys, we outside and we out.
She gotta go. I gotta